let the uprising begin.
There are only two genders, and one of them is right here. It's the box that rocks. This is the Angela Box Show.
What's up, losers? Today on the Angela Box Show. Sorry. Today on the Angela Box Show, let's get serious. The Democrats think they have another scalp. They think they have Trump. Y'all, they finally got him. They finally got Trump, guys. Wait till you see. And then we're going to also discuss how the bell tolls for thee. Satan's muse, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton, her loving husband. So we're going to talk about all that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. Show your fucking money.
Okay, so let's get into this. The Epstein, y'all, okay. Let's stipulate. We have heard hide nor hair about the Epstein files for a few weeks, right? So ever since Trump was called their bluff and basically tricked them all into forcing you forced my hand. We should probably release everything. I don't know. I mean, y'all, this is the guy from 2015, before he was even president, that said there's a lot of people that have a lot of problems with Jeffrey Epstein, and I ain't one. Roll that clip.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
That's one question.
It's like the Democrats, I know that they're not... I'm very confused about these people, because if you look back at what Trump has said about Jeffrey Epstein, if you look at the evidence that the witnesses came forward with, not a one of them ever implicated Trump in anything. And if you understand that the plaintiff's lawyer, Bradley Edwards, 10 years ago, came out and said, the only famous person that ever helped me with any of this relating to Jeffrey Epstein was Donald Trump. And he said it publicly, and he has said it numerous times. It's like all of that is cut out of Democrats' brain and thrown into the nearest dumpster. They don't seem to remember that, okay? Or they choose not to, or they realize that the American people's attention span is, the length of a gnat's. So they think, okay, maybe the American people will remember that. Let's just put this bullshit forward. Bullshit. So of course, Trump finally signs the release of all the documents, whatever. And now the Democrats are like, oh my God, you guys, look. And they dropped it on a Friday, of course, thinking they got a scalp, which they did not. Dropping all these pictures of oh my God, you guys, oh my God, look at all these pictures of Donald Trump with these underage women with their faces having boxes over them because, they're underage. And oh my God, you guys, Trump is a pedophile. We got him. We finally got him. No, you didn't. And it's so disingenuous and it's so dishonest what these assholes do. And they do it over and over and over again because every single Democrat got, they all said the same thing. They all said the same thing. And I'm like, all right, let me find out what the real story is. And here's the real story. The picture that they're showing most is a picture of Trump surrounded by about, 6-7 women with their faces blacked out because the Democrats are lying sacks of shit. And they want their idiot constituents to believe that Trump is palling around with Epstein and underage children, okay? And then, of course, the real story is that it's from a Hawaiian Tropic, competition that I guess Trump was judging or something that had been released 10 years ago. And these pictures are all clearly of women that are of age. Okay? But the Democrats are such liars that they're trying to flood the zone with these innocuous photos that Jeffrey Epstein had, like Trump with some card that says I'm huge, like just dumb. And they don't want to talk about, of course, the other people that are in the cache of photographs, like Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Woody Allen, Prince Andrew, etc., okay? Like all manner of Democrats all the live long day. All right, they don't want to discuss that at all. Of course not. But we will here. So Bill Clinton confirmed, even the bottom feeder, quote, fact checker Snopes, which bent over backwards and took it up the A with no lube for a solid 4 years when it came to COVID crap. Even they had to admit that, yeah, Bill Clinton, he did go to Epstein Island like 26 times, or at least he flew on the plane 26 times. Like, you know, it's, we don't know about the island per se. I mean, maybe he was just on the plane and like went to the island, but like maybe he didn't get off the plane. Like, you know, those right-wing Nazis will say the darndest things, but we know that he went there 26 times, okay? We also know that Jeffrey Epstein had 2 very curious pictures in his penthouse in New York City. And of course, the most famous one is a Bill Clinton, I'm going to show it on the screen, in the Monica Lewinsky blue dress with his legs crossed and some red shoes on, because that's not a Pizzagate reference or anything. That's not a child trafficking reference or anything, and pointing at the viewer. And then there's this other picture that I thought was really strange, which I actually didn't know about until I started looking this up. The picture of George W. Bush looks like it's painted by the same artist, like looking like a child sitting cross-legged on the floor with a paper airplane, and it looks like a Jenga tower fell down. That's interesting, is it not, ladies and gentlemen? And you know what's funny? I love talking to Democrats, and I've talked to a girl who you're going to know more about soon, one way or another, and that's the teaser I'm giving you about that. But she says to me, she said the other day on the phone, she goes like, where are all the George W. Bush Republicans? And I'm thinking to myself, and I didn't get into it with her, but I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, for 8 years you called George Bush Hitler. And they forget this, of course, because George W. Bush and Dick Cheney hated Donald Trump. And why did they hate Donald Trump? And why does everyone else hate Donald Trump? And why is Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and all the other rest of it and Mike Pence, how come they got this envelope with at the George H.W. Bush funeral? And why did they all look stunned when they all got these envelopes from Donald Trump? Roll that clip.
After Hillary Clinton opened her program brochure at George H.W. Bush's funeral, an envelope fell into her lap. Some others seems to receive a similar envelope too. It appears former Vice President Joe Biden also received a similar-looking envelope. Karen Pence also received the envelope. While GHWB's casket is being carried past the family, a Secret Service agent leans over towards George W. Bush. Some think he passed a note to him. George Bush then gave this note to his wife Laura and she showed it to Jeb. Jeb Bush was looking the casket go by with his hand over his heart, but quickly getting irritated after Laura Bush showed him the paper she was holding. Jeb looked like horrified at whatever he saw.
How come they all hate Donald Trump? Oh, could it possibly be because he's going to expose all of you? And it's just hilarious to hear a Democrat say, I love me some George W. Bush. Isn't he the best? Again, you called him Hitler for 8 years. Before George Bush could crawl, so Donald Trump could walk as Hitler, okay? Now, let's discuss how the James Comer Oversight Committee is requesting the presence of Bill and Hillary Clinton. And Bill and Hillary Clinton have been subpoenaed for a very, very long time. They've been subpoenaed to come and give testimony about their old pal, their good buddy, the guy that, was at the guy whose girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding, the guy who helped start the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton Global Initiative and was one of the main financial backers. Ooh, there's my timer. I got to wrap up. One of the main financial backers of said foundation. How come, you don't want to come and talk to us about him? Well, the Oversight Committee is like, you bet you're going to show up. And if you don't, I say they get the Steve Bannon and the Peter Navarro treatment. Go round them up and throw them in the clink, okay? Because that is what happens to Republicans who have actual executive privilege to not testify in front of these rabid psychotics known as the January 6th committee or whatever. But these two assholes, they don't, okay? So y'all are going to have to come and pay the piper. And it's going to be awesome, you guys. And I can't wait. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to leave today's video. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, everybody, keep kicking ass and taking names, and I will be done. Peace.